Thursday, January 18th, 2024. Meeting of the Springfield Commission. Commissioners Walsh. Mary, get right to the first item here, in public hearing. Anyone has been Chestnut Street, they have asked us to put that in writing. Yes, they've asked us to give them a 60-day extension. So I would entertain a motion to extend 9197 Chestnut Street next week. I think that's going to be a good time. Or just agree on so second. We discussion on that motion. All vote here. Motion is yes. Commissioner Mary, yes. Commissioner Julie,
Yes.
yes. Okay, let's continue. 54 Washington Road. 54 Washington Road. Hello. Your name and address?
We said we last senior design consultant who was meeting representing Florence Kevin Gibbons.
How are you? The application for certificate of replace of value windows. No structural modifications, no window modifications. Okay. I think our issue was. Partly the other. Is that? It's probably like. You know, what was. We had two issues. You guys want to know which windows were original. Okay. Well, I was thinking this was the house that had some
Already put in.
some decorative, must be different. Remember, both of them had. That's the very, creating the decorative. Okay.
So I was here in December, you guys want to go look at the property.
Yeah, we drove, I did, I drove by. Did you go to? Give me a minute, though, it does, the red bike stuff, and I thought this was one that had some decorative stuff on the second floor, so, can you get me this, those, plus. Were you, did we ask you for window sample?
We probably, it's the people tell
He represented us.
Yeah, this is the second time here, but no, you did not ask him to babysit.
They, so how many are have been replaced already?
So I think there's 3 replacement windows in the house already. And the windows being proposed to be replaced are those 4 you can see, the 2 downstairs, 2 upstairs.
Right.
We're not doing that. That's the attic apartment up the top windows.
Yep.
But there are, I think, the 9, so there's 2 more on each side, 9 altogether.
And it was the white, yeah, it was the vinyl window that we just put in the building instead. Was there any alternate window that they could, I mean, I know we were talking about how we sit instead of just.
Right. So for us, there isn't. I mean, I basically we sell Simonton as our vinyl window, which is what we proposed here. And Anderson, which is our wooden window under out of the price range.
And taller.
White. And as you can see, those are white windows.
Exactly, she was. So it might, it was a white, it was a white vinyl thick frame window. It was so really short, yeah.
The same.
Same. But I can't be sure unless I go watch it. So anyway, any commissioners have? Question? There's also a letter for this particular. Go ahead.
You can't do some windows on the replacement new glass window. Way to mark it.
I think we covered this last time. This window is not on our approved list. Sorry, but that's what it says. Right, that's what it was about. So that thing, the color of the thing, the color of the bright white. Nice. What letter is that? What's that? Let's stop here. That's the first one. Those are your letters.
Yeah.
So I have any of these answers? Hold on.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I got it. These are all on.
It's not-
All right, I have a letter. At some point I will ask for commentary. This is for, it says, Alvin, I may stand corrected. In this motion, it's been reported about the Trail Springfield Preservation Trust brought to my attention that 1939 event shows 1/1 windows can raise a doubt and even 25,000 with changes with the 1/1 windows are original to the house, and windows should be 1/1. Oh, surprised that they were 1/1, most of the other ones would be first. The windows fascinating, likely that was steel, no concern, no tension. The canyon with the state last year, assumed he had plans to uninstall it. That has nothing to do with yeah, see, I was thinking that one of the ones too, maybe we thought that it's clearly one of the nothing in there showing anything there. Yeah, we discussed with the owner anything about call. For potential to get we did not. Or
So just for the record, we did talk about this last time. Our offerings, Simon is our manufacturer.
Yes.
They have two windows, 6,500, which is a wide frame, and a really wide frame. And 6,100, which is a narrow frame, which is what we propose for this problem. 6,500 windows often losing too much glass, and that's really a big deal because you change the look of the house when you do that. 6,100s have a very narrow frame and a narrow sash, so they're not odd looking when it comes to that.
I think that's, I mean, these all kinds of, I apologize again, since it's all kind of done. I get it. Because we talk about windows every week. So this, obviously, the not that one, but the one that. That's the.
Correct.
So that. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
So listen, I have samples. If you'd asked me for a sample, I would have brought. You didn't ask me for a sample. What you said was, I'm gonna go look at the property because I said there's already replacement windows in the property.
Right.
And so you guys are gonna go look at that and then here I am, here you are.
So you're right. So here we are.
I'm a brochure and they keep it see it. It's the second color.
So I don't even remember if I did, to be honest with you, the windows in the rest of the property are white, so I would normally not change the color.
I think that should have been.
Right, but then we wanted to see how many there were.
Right.
What I did not. If someone had checked it, most of them have changed in my information. And some of these, are any of these that were proposing to change, have they ever been replaced? Any of that?
No.
They're all-
No, simply because it could cost involved the replacement window already being there, unless it was really. You have to replace it.
But where we find people coming to us already that's replacing windows.
So we originally, to be honest with you, I originally sold windows both downstairs and upstairs, and there were, I think, 16. We couldn't make it price wise. We couldn't get the financing actually from 16, so we ended up with 9. And that's how we got there.
Okay, well, just get the side of the house is, so I can get it. Just gonna get it, just- Any questions for? No, the same, that's what most of them are. We open this up to public commentary. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak for or against this application to install 9 replacement windows? Of the model again?
Even
61. 6100. More, no against. Okay, here's not a public commentary. And entertain a motion to accept the application. If appropriateness for Washington Street to replace the 9 windows. I think it was 6100. Any discussion? Discussion, they just want to touch is color. White, we don't, we got to approve it very seldom.
That's my opinion.
It's okay. That's what I want here. The discussion on that. Hearing none, I call the vote. Commissioner Nardi. Yes. Commissioner Jewel.
Yes.
Commissioner Walter. Yes. Not great. Yes. Um. I didn't surprise because that didn't pass. So, I think part of it is the ingredients. But anyway, you know what we can look for now, something we asked. So you're all set. Okay. They got it on to this.
say that again, I'm sorry.
Does he have to get? We'll say here, let's see. Okay.
Also, we have that comes with the.
Yeah. Next is managing parking industry. Name and address for the record.
Hello. Good night. Speaking about how are you?
Okay, this is an application for certificate of hardship. Okay, we can remember this. Okay, you have changed.
We sent all the information to the staff.
You know, that's a letter. This is the new stuff. Yeah. But, it shows whatever. So I think that's, this was, still. For it's got to be something. It's hidden. It's not in it.
Yeah, it's not in the packet, right? This stuff, no, I didn't hear.
No.
No, it was in it.
Hey, contract permits. Essentially, yeah, at the last meeting, you guys were sort of, unless you recall, we got back and forth over the swearing and report.
Yeah, the corner.
I know I was okay with it, as long as other historical details were maintained, so.
So it looks like they were able to put the corner in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So he was able to find someone, I guess, who was willing to work with frame as is.
Mhm.
And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to keep a majority of the original porch pieces and clear off and repaint and reuse the rosettes and as much of the porch as possible. And for the missing rails that are no longer there, they're going to cut out decorative pieces. So the porch will be restored to its original design.
Any other commissioners have any questions? See, it seems like there were other details that maybe weren't there.
There was a handrail that he spoke of. So the handrail will be replaced with the suggestion that was made. That-
They use a
that
pipe rail?
something.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
so so I see in this rendering here, it doesn't have the posts.
This is what else.
Yeah. Right, so that's what I knew there were other details on there, but you are intending to keep those details.
Yes, yes.
Okay, because that's just not. in the picture.
Oh.
Um,
What is not in the pictures?
Right there, right where the box is, those bulbs.
Oh, I think that's what you refer as projects. Okay, yes. If the write up does say that those will be cleaned up and kept.
Yeah, right, that's what I understood, I just want to make sure that wasn't a subtraction.
No.
So to summarize for the first one, the new post would stay, the new moldings would stay. Right, the railings would be recovered and used,
Yes.
replaced, right?
Yes,
So the two things from last time was pipe railings
Square.
and what the corner was gonna be, we were recommending trying to find somebody to keep a rounded
yes,
piece of it and be bounced about,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, that's the.
And so.
New one is, right, and so there's the pipe rail, the handrail, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
I have to ask for public commentary, or anything else you'd like to add?
Just say it.
Other quick questions from commissioners? I'd like to open it to public commentary. Does anyone like to speak for or against this application at Buckingham Street?
I think it feel good, 97 Florida Street, will make my neighborhood. Just for clarification, I'm seeing the picture here, and that picture is not what's being done. Is the porch going to be rounded at the end
Yes.
and back? The way it currently is,
Yeah.
it's going to be the same size that it currently is,
Yes.
but the roof is going to be as in this picture, or is it going to stay flat? the way it is?
Are you talking about the porch roof?
The porch,
So one of the things that was discussed last time is to put a slight tilt to the porch roof because water keeps settling on it, which is part of the problem. So with the slight tilt, that should help the water,
Well,
run out.
you're talking about the pitch.
The picture, it's fairly flat, which is, appropriate
It's
to
like really
to the
flat.
style of the house. This picture that you're showing here is completely changes the style of the house. So I'm real glad to hear that you're gonna round it, you can wrap it around the edge.
Yes.
You're gonna fix the decorative stuff, and keep all that. That's all terrific. With all those changes, I would then support it. I'm not supported that this picture there.
Well,
As long as it's specified in approval, all of things that Walter just reviewed.
I believe that we would recommend. I know I was okay with an increase to the roof, just for the longevity. To at least, because I think, did you explain what it is?
Yes, my architect,
You're right. Explain
Courtney Rhodes. Yes,
to just, okay, let's check. I want to make sure. So you're for it.
yes,
With those things as well.
All the other details.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Keep those regular details, keep the level down, height there, so you don't have as high with them. Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, thanks for that. Anybody else for or against?
can you explain?
Anybody? Seeing, opposed, we got to have a, well, I got a letter to answer. Somebody said to listen to the record, hold it up. This is, Jen Rao, it's in the job, please find their full comments and looking through tonight's meeting, the Springfield Development Commission. The application does not include any photos of the existing balustrades. Porch columns and balustrades should be photographed, uploaded, evaluated the position of this porch components to determine whether they can be restored as fair. Some pieces being located as opposed to destroying all the pieces. The photo suggests finding substitute porch components do not be if that's the way it addresses. These homes may not be located in the middle of the district. One for sure is not. Just we have to allow it. It may not have been approved changes in the house, it may have been entirely different style. The house is distinctly in the 70s style home, characterized by a cheap but trend and different from the straight lines of the early 1900s architects. Homes in the neighborhood. I sympathize and to replicate woodwork. As I have done interior homes myself, I have to having to have multiple blades profiles made and paint sheets out across your finished runs. This is not even hardship than any of the labor it's obligated to perform. Layers and character performance can be salvaged by stripping paint, making epoxy repairs complete, replicating just a small number of pieces rather than a wholesale demolition of the architect. Fair contractors would want to become play preserving the original design to certainly technically feasible. Perhaps you can seek another estimate from other sources of financing, including through the state programs eligible. Springfield CPA sort of home restoration program grants, etc. It's law hardship, but here would also set a bad precedent for other homes in the neighborhood. And city to ask for the same, such as better important values the home in the neighborhood, affecting not only the home's value, but also the neighbors. Well, encouraging the road to save, replicate it as a beautiful design, it's part of the special. Around the road, Springfield is my historic district. Interest. Most you're replicating, you're using what's already there and then you're creating, so you're not destroying any of the pieces. But it can't be saved, make it.
Yes.
But that's a technology. So, well, do we have, this would almost come under appropriate. You think that's the reason why it's not? Same as everyone, change the design, well, it's slight change the design. We can consider the program, I mean, pitch of the roof. But suppose the memory is kind of explained. It's more of a slate pitch instead of a. It's not gonna be.
Just enough to what is wrong with it.
I've heard.
Yes.
The senior. Which is only. The difference between the top of the pitch and the bottom of the window is about 4 inches. I can see the existing. So it's not even 1 degree. Given all the details, not really rounding it, you're using materials, replicating, duplicating everything that's there. I think it almost falls, so they're both. The reason? So. Well, he sometimes corrects me when I'm wrong. So I think it's follows.
Always correct you. Yeah.
That corrects me when I'm wrong. Check it out. They trust them so that. Because you're not asking for. Okay, now I'll entertain a motion to set the application. Appropriate, this nine, in the street. Now, this is a long motion. To rebuild the porch. By the architecture design which is submitted. Maintain the curb. Which reusing all the. Or replicating all the molds, no changing material or design. We include the handrail, but include the pipe rails. The regular rail, the historic pipe. Additional pipe rail and then the front of the steps. Will have pipe rails. So it's the restoration of the.
Correct.
Yes.
Right, including all the sort of details at the time of the posts.
So,
There you got it. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. Okay, hearing none, we call the roll, Commissioner Judith Kroll,
yes.
Commissioner Walter Kroll. Yes. Commissioner Walsh, yes, Commissioner. Newman. Yes. Okay, that passes. Just keep in mind that when something starts, you know, if anything changes in any manner for some reason. You have to change. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing.
Stay warm.
All right. Okay, 80 corn now.
Zero minutes, 81. Well,
They don't. Very good. Yes, for you. This is, we have. Application for certificate of appropriateness to installation of solar panels on the roof. Okay, that.
that's the wrong, we don't want that, that's 251 long now. You guys already put that.
Okay. That's right. Application. That's too hard. Rather than we just have a wrong. Right, but where are these?
See the one, the next one? See that one?
This is really the garage.
And the last one is also.
Oh,
This is. Well, actually. It's an area. If there's all the noise switch or the.
That's also a picture of where the solar is. Yes.
Okay.
But,
But you're looking at the solar on the secondary structure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
so
maybe we can talk about that.
we have to do the secondary structure first. That's not on the.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's set those. Solar side for. You go to the. Application for certificate of hardship. 80 Cornell, Build a two-car garage. Not one of the garage features of our house. I'm not sure. Don't see that it's already hardship for some reason.
Maybe a propane.
But that's what we hope for.
No, we didn't have so much.
What, that's what we voted on. The design is what.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the,
That's the solid.
yeah, this is sort of. I don't remember you said the last one you wanted to scroll around to the.
Yes. Right. So if I get the garage approved. Um. The garage will host about 24 panels.
So this is what was there before. This is. I don't recall what the first design was, I remember it was more like. Is this a new one?
That isn't.
What features are. Going. I consider the architectural features of your house.
So I don't know the specific names of the features, but if you can, I had a designer help me out with that. You can probably look it on the screen. The garage.
Garage. Oh,
So the structure on the right side is already there.
right.
Yeah, so, if you can look closer, all those features coming on the soffit of the roof. Those are mimic, the roof of my house in front. And also the materials that will be used, are going to be, stucco on the middle portion right there, which is the same material the back of the house right now. And then on the bottom portion of it, let me use sphere shape.
That's gonna be cedar shakes, or that's gonna be poplar. Cedar shakes.
What's it split that for the.
So they're all the ones are shakes, they're one over the top, the other picture.
No, I think that's not it. I think
Fiber is so long. Okay, I
it's the same, if you look at the front of my house,
was gonna say, wait,
yeah,
see the.
features of the roof. Underneath the first.
Yeah, those are shakes.
No, we're talking about the top department portion of the first.
The first.
Yeah, those dark ones, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I'll tell you about it.
that's, and then if you go up on the third floor. Yeah, on the turret. So.
Just a question though. How are you coming up one of the second floor?
The posts were rehabbing the old posts that were there.
Just to the side.
Yeah, they're just severely run and we can't get any better for getting them over. Rehabbing.
Is it in? On the roof on the back garage, you want that one, just that,
Like the
Shed roof.
he has, he said.
I mean,
The fence in the roof, yes.
So here's what was there before, not that right, now, it's because that other shed there is there now. And the solar proposal is to go on the, what would be the,
On
The solar proposal will be on both structures, on the existing structure on the right and
do they happen to have a picture of the first proposal when we voted that?
But I think it was on December.
Yeah, it was. I just want to see, so I can remember. Yeah. Any commissioners have any questions?
So I'm sort of trying to see the details on how you're gonna tie in the building in the back of the front. So can we see his front house again, please? One thing that, okay, it's, I'm having a hard time with, it's a post, the posts. So you have some kind of round decorative post in the front of the house, the back, this looks like you have square posts.
yes, they will be square, yes.
It's kind of just cardboard section.
And then the overhangs are solid. Is this,
Those are, what's the word you use, sir?
Yeah, that's.
and that was, but is it gonna be straight up against the roof, or are you gonna have kind of a molding board?
They're gonna be protruding from the fascia underneath the roof.
Right, so is it gonna have a fascia board with the metals on it, kind of like that? Or
Yeah.
is it just gonna
Just
be
like
like
that.
Scott that look like they go along the roof?
Not, no, it's gonna be exactly like that. We're gonna replicate what's there.
He's replicating the sort horizontal springboard.
That's right, the trick board is what I can't see it, the rendering is very two-dimensional, so my brain's struggling. Kind of be what's actually, so it's struggling, I'm struggling with the one-dimensional drawing, tying it into what's with the house, so I'm trying to, kind of get my brain around what you're actually proposing, so if there's a molding board on top, the way it is here,
That's what we said.
then that would tie in better.
Depending on what. Part of the problem is that the visibility is. It's not in a place, it's in your face, it's visible, which is why we want high end. But it's already less.
And then, if, we get this approved, I mean, the old structure, although you guys already approved it, it's not gonna look. It's gonna be like an eyesore, so we would change the whole front of the old structure, the old structure that's there.
Yeah.
So everything looks just all the same.
All right, anybody else have any other questions?
I'm sorry, another question. Keep going. And so was this a window?
Yeah.
Would be there?
Yeah.
And what was the window?
It's gonna be black window with the squares. I think it's on your approved list, but it's gonna be a black window with like the this version.
So that would be something that we would want either in the motion or because it's not listed anywhere.
Right.
So we need the model number or that this is gonna be a certain model, so certain window that's in our approved list. And that can kind of be part of the packet. Right, and then the doors, these are all just open lights, right? With glass on the top. These are like replicated modern doors, but a little more like. It's already right, with store doors and. Okay.
In the garage, it looks like it's replicated modular.
Well, that's what I'm asking, that's what it looks like, it looks like
Yeah.
you're replicating, and the color is gonna match the house, or
Yeah,
so you have to color.
The same color as that.
In the front, this is, so the base of this is all stucco, the way the house is.
Yeah, the top.
Right, so it's everything above the door is stucco.
Yeah.
And then you're saying the bottoms, these could be shapes,
Yes.
or this would be clapboard, this would be shapes like
Maybe
the
that's
tops of the turret.
like it's over the top.
Any other question? All right, well, just go for public comment, maybe take public comment there. Okay, so let me, public commentary. Oh, we're here. Public commentary. Is anyone here who wants to speak for or against this application, 884 Nelson Street, to build a two-car garage in the house? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Jim, Boone, 97 Florida Street in the McKnight neighborhood. I know in the original application, it showed pictures of the original structures, the garage and barns back there. And the garage that was built there on the right, that was approved by the commission. It didn't match the old one.
Yes.
But that was approved apparently.
Yes, and I'll explain how it will, just that was actually a mistake that I made. So, okay, you got approved because you know, I didn't want to put on anybody else, but I said, which one are we going to? We went to a site visit and I looked from different sides of a different house. I said, there's no way this can be seen, so we approved it as minimal visibility.
I see.
And then it turned out to be, I looked at the.
So
Unfortunately, that is, yes,
we would admit that in the first garage was inappropriate design for the neighborhood and would not.
just what I'm doing.
Okay, and so the addition is just continuing on with that mistake or decision. We have two very nice California design garages and carports and stuff behind the 1887 house. So based on that, it's inappropriate for the neighborhood. It's an inappropriate design for the neighborhood, regardless of the points of style and color on it. So that's my concern, is that it's not appropriate at all. To say that it's a hardship to build a garage, I don't see how that falls in the hardship defined as something that's can't otherwise be done. So it's not a hardship, it's inappropriate. My other concern is going ahead and approving any new additions or new buildings when we have a couple of outstanding problems of things that have been done in the past that have not yet been corrected. That's the second floor porch. Hasn't been corrected yet, and I know there's non-compliance, and there are also two replacement windows in the back.
So I apologize for this, Jim. Right now, we're only dealing with that. That's a public commentary
Okay,
thing. I appreciate that.
okay,
I expected that would be brought up today. This comment here, it has to be limited to the
okay.
application.
We're keeping with that application. This is inappropriate design for that property in the McKnight Historic District.
Anybody else more or against? Hearing done, I'm going to close public commentary. Any other questions? Commissioners? Go ahead. Redo.
Yeah. It's gonna be the same as the garage. With the stuff on. Yeah. between the building.
You need to come to the commission. Change.
Although it's inappropriate.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a unique case, as you guys know. Put on the table the last week, a month ago, that was the error that they made, if that was approved. There are some people that would like this to be handled differently. This is a minimal. Under certain circumstances, that would be no matter what, it really reach. So all I would, in the hardship. You know, the hardship guidelines, I'm not gonna get them right now, read them. To have a functioning, not being allowed to have a functioning garage might be considered a hardship depending The other issue is even if there's something in the property that we don't like, I believe it's a reasonable thing to try and make an adjustment to make it more historically appropriate. Never fix it, never read it. My goal is to have as much of a historic representation there as I can. And, the key to me right now is that effort reasonable effort made to make that just like anything, it's at least matching or blending less sticking out less in the historic manner. Because we can't undo the first. So that's my position. Any other commissioners have any other questions? Comments before I call it? Recommend. Hearing on, I would entertain a motion to accept the application. David Hill Street. To build the two-car garage. As designed with the features of the stucco in the shingles and other, or there's a couple other, group details and garage doors as shown here.
We also have the condition that he comes back to subsequent meeting for the adjacent structure to.
Well, that I think he understands, but yeah, that could be part of the most to as well as people, any other changes on the adjacent structure. Did I miss something on that motion? Somebody gonna make it? Okay, any discussion on that motion? Discussion? No, I'm gonna start the vote on this one. Yes. Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Judith Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Walter Cole?
No. I'll tell you with all respect, I like that what you came back with. I think it's a great improvement. I think you have small resources, maybe somebody that's in the audience that can help you, but I just. And I know this is a unusual circumstance, but I can't support it.
Unfortunately, that we need 4 votes. So it hasn't passed. So this will take, what we'll do is we're gonna take the solar since they're kind of related. And I'm gonna have a vote on this and we're gonna vote it down, but only so that you can reintroduce it. You come back.
Yeah, but I mean, what else is there to do? We're already telling you, we're gonna fix what you approved. We're gonna make it to look more historic.
What you can do is come back and hold it on. To see what that would look like and how that would.
It's gonna look just like the garage.
Well, this, right now, we just voted it down, so we actually can't discuss it anymore. You can give an explanation, but we can't vote, we can't on it anymore. I would ask you to just come back and propose and then solar. If you want, I can continue it. If we vote this down now, it doesn't mean we can't do it. We just can't, because this was related to the other. So, you can resubmit applications for the board at the same time. There's any other change that you might consult. I'm not sure you can consult that might help just make it a little bit.
We have already have some options to spend $2,000.
I don't know the answer to it. I just know that it just got voted down.
We have more options to put solar. I mean, we have more options not to put solar, but the whole idea is does not
Yeah.
put solar on the house, put them in the back.
Yeah, back on. And I apologize if we can't continue to get discussed this anymore.
Good question. Yes, if we were to modify the structure on the right, would that allow him to come back with a new garage plan? So as it stands, he can't come back with it.
Well-
That's what it is now. can't come back to another garage.
Well, no, yeah. But, but, I'm open to that. I was never gonna suggest such a thing. I think some blend of the two. I don't know.
Because essentially, so if you vote down an application, he would have to come back with something substantially different, of course. Yeah, so
I, well, yeah, I was expecting if it would have to be substantially different to be accepted. Like I said, not the answer to this. Solar is. See how solar is written. Association.
How we can figure about that. So,
Pretty. So are you gonna, listen?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Just frustrating that you guys approve something that's there, trying to fix it. And
if it's not frustrating.
I'm not gonna shed the building, but we're gonna make it look like a building.
Just. But the hard part for me is that because we voted, we can no longer discuss it today. It has to come back.
So, good, thank you guys.
Well, I still have the mini split.
Oh,
Oh, sorry about that.
okay, all right, yep. Yeah, I sent it to you, it's on other,
I think it's must be here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Here it is. Around. I would like to install 3 mini split systems, all which are positioned and hidden to the street view. Okay. All right, I'll just miss.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're gonna be, see that blue square, that's in the nook behind the house.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the exterior unit. All the conduits, those two are also gonna be hidden from public view, they're behind the house. Cause the front of the house is here on the left.
Yeah. Well, they're near the back. Yeah, okay. Minimum visibility. Okay.
There's nothing, there's not gonna be any conduits visible, they're all gonna be, they're gonna go right into the house, to
Okay.
the attic, and all the conduits are gonna be right into the house.
Okay.
Nothing is gonna be in the so only the.
So you just.
Yeah, just.
So they'll be around that back corner.
Yeah, and then on the other side.
Questions, please? Petitioner? There you nothing like, oh, this for public commentary. Anyone here would like to speak for or against the application at Cornell Street, Springfield? Install mini splits. That's position. We have the diagrams. Anybody? Here and now, close public commentary. Entertain a motion to accept the application for certificate of appropriate Cornell Street. Install mini split systems. As illustrated.
Second.
We have discussion on. Hearing none. It's on the mini splits. Commissioner Hardy? Yes. Commissioner Walsh? The root call?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh? Yes. Commissioner Walsh. Okay. That one passes. So the next one is about. Thanks. Okay, next is,
Not a great deal.
second thing.
Yes, sir.
This is the application for the hardship, related with some roof and replacing either architectural shingles or. Yeah. Slate. Can't read the hardship here.
Remove wood and replace with either.
On this one, there are so many leaks. Okay, tell us, you wanted to strip it all out.
Process of purchasing this property, and I filled out an application. But it's quite such. With a couple that lives there, I don't have to bring them. That. The house is fell in deep disrepair. Yeah, the pictures of the interior, it showed that. When I visited the home to take pictures, I was looking to see the first floor. Obviously, when you get to the second floor, it's worse. And I sent 2 pictures to Alan today that he was able to get.
Well, the interior condition is relative to what.
No,
What a roof would be. You see, sure, there's water damage in the house. Our permits are on the
sure.
inside roof, inside ceiling damage. How, what the roof is. Yeah, that's what we have some to say about.
So what I was able to gather, so yeah, I noticed is, you don't see it from the front. If you go to the pictures of it's a carriage house in the back.
Yeah, I
know. And the only reason I came up with the GA, and I had a picture. So this hunter.
Yep.
That is, I think what might have used. I think I saw a picture of it showed the garage originally, maybe with that terracotta roof. And then at some point, yes, it was changed to the GAF.
Oh, I see.
Well, I have the research that I have done, and it's few and far between any companies that can do play roofs. It would be. You don't work on that, it's like you do it if you can't, it has to be staged, you can't put any pressure on it. But not be made great. Taking pictures, you can see that picture of this with the terracotta is broken. Falling apart.
When I drove by, I took a one look at this one. This is just another one of those tough pictures. Is any potential exist with the material to save like part of the roof or the full fronting roof? Is there enough to make?
I didn't want to ask that. I'm always for keeping as much of it as I can. And I've noticed that the building's going up somewhere behind that. The facade they did with that green clay. And I'm not opposed to doing that on the front porch. Tying that material in on the dormers to the asphalt shingle, I don't know if that's possible. I haven't been able to entertain that.
Yeah.
But to do the porch and some of the structure that you can see, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
So it. Now, the leakiest part of the roof is here.
If I had to guess without being up there and seeing it from the inside, roll valleys.
Well, that's what I mean, the front of the back.
All of it. Yeah, but the porch is visibly is the worst to the left side. I've been there now. It's structurally collapsed at that point. Okay.
So now the front, the top, from the peak of the roof forward, the top part of the house. See, you're looking at it. I mean, it's just unique, it's complete. Area, so it's gonna be a hard one, it's not just a replacement with asphalt or something, what was the other?
No, it's well, the GAF, it mimics slate. It's not the right product. It was never meant to be a slate roof.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a clay roof. And in and around that area, if you were to look down Sumner towards the highway, there's two tiny buildings that have the gray terracotta.
Yeah.
If you were to go past that house and make a left, there's a building next to the post office that has the green terracotta. And so the Springfield Museum's of it. Yeah. So it's pretty common.
Yeah.
And I try to figure out many ways and contractors that can bring it back. But even getting up there to do exploratory work, they just said because of the age and the condition, shatter the whole thing.
I've seen stuff that's available that it's, explored. I've seen a lot of different styles tonight, it's like model.
Yeah, and I'm all for it.
I'm fairly sure you're expecting that we don't want some.
Oh, sure, this is an easy, and we'll get started on it.
You're prepared, it's just, you know, you have something unique, but you're, I mean, I know that when I read some of the public comment areas. I did the- I have to do somebody. One of them said something about the potential. Yeah, the most visible roof.
So I would like to,
Maintain and
I have not found anybody, and I've explored a lot of different contractors that can tie in asphalt to play. We either do the whole thing or you do sections.
where you have.
And I wanted to do the whole front porch, but to do the top eight, what's called the A-frame, the main body, it would have to be one or the other. I wouldn't be able to see it anywhere.
I guess what I was hoping. That a lot of that upper part is still intact and you could be making repairs down here potentially. As opposed to. Just. Let's,
Pick my hand was the suggestion, but.
Big. Oh, these are,
Yeah, I do. I know that one. That's,
They do make some that have very.
yeah.
Yeah.
And my question, I don't know if the commission would, I was curious. Is the house to the left of the red? It almost tells me they design that they might have been built at the same time. And that the red was your typical clay orange, and at some point it was changed. And they put the red asphalt,
Oh, yeah.
and that's kind of where my idea came. To keep as much of this intact, everything on that building, bring back, the windows are going to stay the same and be refurbished. Unfortunately, in front of the building, you can't see it, but there's a lot of concrete that was rebuilt. Everything would stay the same. I did have one question, on the underneath of the porch, which you can't see, but that front rack on the porch, concrete. And it's gonna come down, and I can bring concrete back to it, but I didn't know if you were allowed like a beadboard. Like wood. Like historical look.
Well, that's unfortunately.
I know.
Like I didn't.
Yeah.
We have to stick to this application. We are open to changes in material as long as you can show us and demonstrate why it's an appropriate change. It mimics what's coming out of there, and somebody driving by is not gonna go, just look and say, what happened to the house?
The pictures are there. I have a question. I don't know if the authenticity of that roof, the concrete is what it was ever intended to be.
You know, we have a WPA code.
Here we do. So that's also like that, when you want to change material, that's got to be part of your proposal, to show us what it is, what you want to do.
I think.
So like to that, in a lot of things we allow as long as it's so there's minutes for change. They get out of school. But the roots are really. Football. Architect.
Maybe it's like page 2 or something.
It's a very original building.
Yeah, right there it is. Tell you color, then just tell you.
Zoom in on that.
That's the.
39, so that's the original building.
No, this is not the original. This is, it was done sometime after. Um, Yeah, that's original. Yeah. 30s. A handful of tiles I can take the book. Oh, yeah. And how it's separated from the valleys. I can't, and you can't get up.
Can't see there.
It's like, get into the house. It's a little kind of thing.
Skating school.
Okay.
Yeah. This was your. From your this week. Yeah, because in 1939, that's all we have. That's as far as people like 1939. I don't know in this picture, if he has a state or good rubber roof. But he's saying that this was a arrangement, which obviously is different. So that's the same time. That's just going to help the pay attention to each side, like, in case you have it. So it's.
The house next door.
Yeah, okay, well, I think that,
Yeah, that's what we're not 39. Yeah.
that's 939.
It's
a maybe.
the house.
So pre-1939, we don't know.
If that was.
Again.
As far as I know, that's what it is.
Mm.
But the one, yeah, it almost looks like that was.
It was the one next door.
Yeah.
That he referenced earlier. Is still the same in 1939. So was that changed or?
Yeah, because there's a house and it's got. A reflection in the roof.
Right, something. Well, even that,
They clearly didn't have Peter yet.
was changed. We allowed to, you know. Case something was or somebody.
Yeah, I mean, because the property owner is essentially the one who is taking it. Yeah, so you're really, you're doing a certificate to the property owner, they're going to go, they're starting to have this name in it. We can make the change, I mean, basically, the approval is with the property. So,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it was just an aspect of technicality. Something when someone doesn't want to know yet. So he just explained that how it works, so that it's okay to. Because I hate to go through it all, when it's not valid. People hear it all been.
just to be fair, it's one of my decisions to buy it.
Yeah.
And to replicate that roof with me.
So that's letter. Says that.
I guess when I read.
Yeah. Read one into the record.
Well,
Go ahead, let's question. Go ahead and cite that for now, but we have to enter it in.
oh, so this, Eugene, that, he had this house with. Well, with the stuff. And. I was to say, we want to preserve it because it's changed to initial or not. We want to stick to what was historically. Would that even be?
We don't. I don't think we know what was historic. I think it's slate. Yeah, it's slate.
So we remove it in 1912. We see the remodeled version.
What years ago?
I don't know, it has to be.
Right there. I'm sorry.
The year the house was built.
Oh, 1898.
There you go, good thing.
Henry Mother, the 19.
So those shivers.
It's 19, probably 19.
That's, well, I know it's not like we're getting nowhere here, and we kind of aren't because we have a lot of half. Right,
I think you start to talk.
right, I appreciate that you want to maintain this route. And again, we're always open to suggestions, changes to be made, but in this case, I can't see. I think a reasonable effort should be made to at least the most visible parts of that route. There might be part of the back that can be stripped of this. If maybe the stuff can be reused or recycled to repair other parts of the roof.
One of my concerns. Ones that I did notice were really just a sod look. And when working with slate, typically your low roofs are always going to be asphalt, because here in England, the snow and the ice come down, it cracks them. So to put the lower roof and a material that can break ice falling, and I did a lot of research to see if they were covering the street down. I didn't get a lot of answers with that. Obviously, if you go down south, you see no development. And that was my concern, is that, yeah, I'd love to do the lower roof thing, maybe that this gentleman recommended, if I could find a plastic material, something else that would stand that install. What is the answer?
Yeah, the metal ones, we don't training, but
They don't.
like, so the synthetic. They're composition synthetic, they're made with crushed pieces of ceramic. That mixed together with an epoxy, but they come in sections, so maybe that would save the labor. In the interest of moving forward.
Yes.
When we ask for public there, we will enter what we have into the public record. In the end, expect that I might ask for taking this as something I just for more research. So. So, I mean, is there anyone here who'd like to speak forward against this application? There's a hardship. At 194 Sumner Avenue. You move and replace the bridge.
Stephen, how would you have moved forward in constraint?
Okay, so,
Two questions.
not questions, this is for.
Okay, or yes, I'm trying to see if I can, assist you within this, okay? That picture basically shows the hedges going up. And we need to find out if that is what caused the damage. Because it looks like it's growing into it.
Yeah.
And if that's, if it did have an impact, the hedges are still there even though they trimmed. And if they continue to grow, they could actually cause damage again. So that's what I'm trying to.
That's noteworthy for the owner to hear that you certainly have to turn back to protect your roof from damage from trees and hedges. But thank you for that. This right here now is strictly if you would be for or against the proposal though. Name of that? Yeah, I'm being home. Oh, you're come up here with us. Get up here. Now. Just grab a chair and chair. We don't want you out sitting out the way out there. Everybody's over there. I'm just listening. Okay. I do have to cut those every year. Yeah. It's getting harder each year. So let me just go back to the people. Anybody else for or against? Hearing none, so to close that. If we do continue, it will be reopened after to wait for commentary. Well, Jim, go ahead.
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought initially the forest park was speaking. Obviously, this roof is an incredible part of this redecoration in 1912 that you knew about when it was made into the Spanish design. That's when that tile of roof was put on. That's in the Spanish design. So it's just such an incredibly important part of the property. If you were to remove it and put on any other kind of roof, you're gonna have to, people are gonna have to get up there and
This is for or against,
you just start.
It's like our-
Like, take it out.
Just said, well,
So,
again,
so there are repairs that could be done to this. Especially nowadays, we do it on slate.
so you would be against.
I would be against this being replaced with anything other than that doesn't look like that.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
thank you.
Okay, seeing none, we just close that. We're actually going to enter a couple of these into the record now. Like I said, we continue hearing any additional comments would be allowed. I'm unable to attend tonight's folks, this meeting ready. Comment on the position of the Article 94 Sumner Avenue, replace the tile roof with asphalt shingles and push the request. The eight prominently located house was remodeled in Mission Revival style 1912, and one of a few examples of style in Springfield. Hallmark of the Mission Revival style tile roof, with beautiful distinctive turret roof. 194 Thunder Avenue, one of 19 homes to be featured in the guide to Forest Park Heights, Springfield's largest streetcar suburb. The tour highlights architecture of note in the Forest Park Heights Historic District. Forest Park Heights Historic District was established in 1975. Owners who purchased houses in the historic district agreed to take on responsibility for maintaining them in accordance with long-established guidelines. This owner purchased the unique and beautiful Mission Revival home in 1983. I urge the owner of 194 Sumner Avenue to work with the vendor that can repair the distinctive roof tile. One such vendor, the owner might consider as and slate roofing repairs of terracotta roof at Kilroy House Systems, Chestnut Street, repair its water intrusion caused by faults within the roof systems since they're in better shape. 342 Forest Park Avenue. No, I'll get this stuff into okay, the next one is dated January 2nd. Dear members of the Historic Commission, I'm writing to oppose the proposal change the design of Route 94 Summer Avenue. This house has an unusual history. It was originally designed in the revival style, but was completely redesigned in the early years of the 20th century as a Mission revival style. The house was converted from shingles to stucco and the tile roof was added. Please see the attached portion of the original house design. The borough tile roof of this house is a feature of the architecture, not to be coupled from the rest of the house design. Change to flat shingles would be a significant detraction to the field district. The big architectural loss of the street. I appreciate the frustration the application is having with leaks. However, it's not enough to say I don't know that we can work on this. The owner needs to put real effort to find someone in nothing that has been submitted showing any serious attempt to do so. I think that there are other options which need to be explored. For the street, the tiles do not look to be in bad condition. One option would be to carefully remove the tiles from the rear portion of the roof, shingling that side of the asphalt, and carefully removing the tiles from the front, repair and decking and install the best of the tiles onto the front house. Other option would be to replace the tiles with a metal roof. There are several manufacturers who make such a product with very tile design, retaining the overall barrel tile. The barrel tile design, even if the color needs to be changed to a more traditional red clay color, would be better than replacing the asphalt. All those options would cost more than a simple asphalt shingle. Keep in mind that the current roof lasted over 100 years. So the current owner has not had to spend money to replace it for 40 years. So the house sincerely Brown Slate, 270 London Street. That's all we have to enter in.
No, we have more.
You know, if the roof was ever in this. It's that something for me to build on. And the only reason I asked that is the person whose letter you just read, seen that read history.
Yeah.
If I heard you correctly, it said it went from shingles to. Slash. Just trying to get it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get together. Opinion on that. This is. I historical reference to this.
Yes.
So for now, I have to go with historical reference that I can just look at right here and see. Well, yeah, I got this information down. Okay, what? Maybe we know what was it slate? What we don't know is what was before was slate. So you'd be arguing, we're putting on a slate, we're gonna put back in the text, or flag or whatever. We can't determine that. We got a solution there, but we don't. So there's one more letter. See if I can get my way through it here, and I, we require to enter these into the record. Which we don't want to do. This is high element from the wall, small. Eric Swallow here on 64 Washington Road in the fourth part. That's just your right in regards to the Virginia agenda item. Petition for the Article 94 is the parameter include the Spanish style roof against the law to remove instead of paper system and finding appropriate contractors to make the roof repair. For the Springfield Preservation Trust, North Park walking to brochure. This house is one of the few missionary violence houses in Springfield. Eugene Dexter, a large bakery and a house remodeled in 1912 with stucco walls, apple, and pride of the way back. Mission revival style was not the original component built in 1898 or remodeled into the mission revival style in 1912. It was one of the best and few examples of mission violence. My knowledge is a rare example of what the Park Heights District in the city at large. Thus, exterior quality of home style roof should be protected and preserved. Petitioner stated reason for petition the result of anyone working on the roof in their son the leach will do more damage repairing. Actually, multiple tile roof within immediate reach of recommend reaching out to enhance making slate roofing bag one. They fix a tile in the position of the house. Museums still are house for the change to funding application. If you can't do it, it'll be likely that it will refer you over if you can. And there are other semi nearby roofers, old time slate roofing in Solid Hill, that entire section of the website about Spanish style roofing. If those are come into consideration, should be noted the owner has owned the house 41 years and has never heard of roof replacement costs. Thanks to the sturdy quality of these tiles installed more than 100 years ago. It sounds like the owner has not gotten a quote to see whether tile repair is an option. Based on the stated reason of not knowing the repairs tile roofs, lack of knowledge is not an excuse. Further, it comes up with the short-term cheaper option of asphalt roof may sound appealing. It's going to last 25 to 30 years. At that rate, the roof will already need to be replaced in its lifetime. Instead, the roof has lasted more than 100 years. Significance to the roof. Even if a full tile roof replacement is necessary, even at 2-3 times the cost, the owner has been saved by having such a long lasting roof. That said, the owner doesn't even have a quote for with repair replacement. The years exploration and multiple quotes for those specializing in tile roofs should any consideration be given for permitting a different repair. The commission should deny this request and mandate at least one quote be obtained with whatever is necessary to bring the tile into sound condition where that be repaired or replacement. Having purchased the home 1983, the owner does not likely have a mortgage for a very small amount of this purchase. $8,000 currently assessed to 2,000. Market value probably more at depending on condition. If necessary, the owner likely has adequate equity to be able to finance repair replacement. SHC should do the right thing and uphold the historic guidelines. The owner should be required to obtain quotes from the parent tile workers before the position is ready. Start the guidelines that exist for the property such as planning works around. Cost or lack of knowledge without any form of take into account that I explained this sort of reports. The resources I have pointed to in this letter should point the owner in the right direction regarding common practice. That's the public commentary for now. I'm going to suggest that motion to continue. What I'd rather have is something for you. Asking for a 90-day extension. And would that be more reasonable right now? Because it's going to take time more than 1 or 2 meetings. This might take more than a meeting or two. Let me see. I would continue it for the next meeting, but I would like to have you ask for a substantial extension because this is more complicated. Okay, it's installed in weeks. So, but if you have things to bring to us at the next meeting, and then if not, you can just let it go. Okay, so I kind of motion to people. This 194 Sumner Avenue, the application for certificate of appropriateness to remove and replace the roof to the February 1st meeting. Remove. Second. Any discussion on that motion?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How come? We don't know how it was originally built and we keep trying to get people to do things when we should be built. Why are they focusing on this? This,
That's true.
like, if he said this was colonial style first. That was some mission style. Why can't this man?
Well, I likely are going to shoot you.
The colonial-
Is on the line, so I'm going to ask
Do
you to.
colonial styles have that kind of roof? I don't know, that's,
But I consult this week with our attorney. And so that direction he thinks we should go. I mean, technically, I only have what historical documentation I have in front of me to go by. The question would be if there was an alternative just because of technical existence, would you want to take it anyways? Because this is the 100-year, this is 110-year-old.
fan the roof and, you know, it's lasted and it's long enough. Did they see inside all the damage we just saw?
But
I'm just saying.
I don't actually just quick. That is more than just the roof. It's the Spanish edging.
Yeah.
Veranda. Just the roof in. Well, that's a technical thing we'll talk about. I'm not sure what your position would be. My position looking at this house is represented this way historically. Well, and I think it's reasonable to try and preserve it. As opposed to, even if you could find out exactly what it was before. But I would imagine that going back to that type of roof and changing the boards and changing all the other stuff would be far more expensive than trying to save this. But anyway, we're in this, our motion, whichever person second, we have to vote on. Is any more discussion on the motion? Okay, this is to continue to report, with the understanding that you're going to ask for a longer extension. This is just to make sure we get information to come back. Sure. Okay, Commissioner Walsh is yes, Commissioner Nardi? Yes. Commissioner Juvenill?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Just, yeah, this is a tough one, whatever you can bring to it.
Thank you, sir.
We just help you too.
That's essentially the last.
Okay, now, you have, what do we have to do with these? What do we want to do with these next ones?
I really don't have to open them. I mean, the petitioner's not here. You just can't be happy to take public commentary because you can let the public know about the situation.
Just continue to read it, but I can take the vote to continue to the next meeting.
You can continue, but you also don't have to open.
This is 338.
Okay, then we won't.
Yeah, there's three.
Make sure it's not going to do anything. See, and then that puts us at the 111, 113B, sure.
But you also want to explain.
If you want to do that.
Okay. So items, number 3 through 8 on the agenda of the public hearings. Petitioner is under the weather and therefore not present, so the commission will not open those items. Furthermore, in regards to the interpretive signage, I did speak with the petitioner today and was told to let him know that the application has insufficient information, so therefore he should do his best to try to get more information in regards to design, dimensions, material. But there's also a larger issue that we're uncertain that if these proposed signs will even meet the zoning ordinance. So I've asked the petitioner to meet with the zoning administrator to get a better understanding of whether these signs would even meet the zoning ordinance, because it wouldn't make sense to come here and sort of waste time if it doesn't meet the zoning ordinance. So the petitioner will try to figure those things out and come back before us at the next meeting. But if we have, and again, I'm also going to chat with the zoning administrator to get some more, sort of answers. And again, if I come back at the next meeting, or prior to the next meeting, and find out that the proposed signs don't meet the zoning ordinance, I will request that the commission essentially vote the matter down. And you come back with a new petition at a later time, something that does meet the zoning ordinance.
So it's 3 through 8 and environmental review, is that correct?
And that's correct. Also the environmental review will not be heard tonight.
Okay. So that business other than the public speak out, you know you want to speak. Yeah.
I don't need to speak to something that's not, we don't have a proposal in front of it, so.
No,
Well, this doesn't preclude having public speak in the future.
Oh, no, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. It's just for anything you want to.
Oh,
I checked you down. I checked you down. You just asked.
Anything I want to say, you guys do a great job.
Yeah, we give everybody 3 minutes. Did we miss somebody? There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, well, E3 Buckingham Street, I don't know if that was called already or.
That's not on the list.
It's not on the agenda.
That's weird.
So I think that was
The default,
yeah.
that was the default approval.
Like,
No.
That is by default.
It was an email. It was supposed to be for the one prior, but it was switched to today. And we got an email.
If you want to do this, no. Go ahead.
Would you want to put in a letter of extension so that it gets onto the meeting for February 1st?
Is there a reason why it doesn't come on this week? I mean, we've been sitting here for about 2 hours.
No, you have. I sometimes look out and ask. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was following the list here and we look like we're toward the end, so that's why we were literally sitting here waiting. We know we're in the next.
I don't have a file on there, so we can't bring it up today. If you'd like it to be at the next meeting, if you could just contact me.
When will the next meeting be?
February 1st.
We've been actually, this has been an ongoing thing, honestly.
Believe me, I understand.
I don't think you guys do, honestly. It's very frustrating
Wow.
having to deal with this. And I mean, sitting here for hours, listening to everyone else and sometimes being told that we're not going to today, it's pretty frustrating.
I mean, the issue is that the item was on the agenda for 2 meetings, no one showed up. So this is the first time someone showed up for the item after 2 meetings, and then the last meeting was canceled. So this is, 4 meetings.
I mean, but we just got fall on. I mean, it's not my fault, is it?
Well, no, but no, said it, that's not on our agenda, and nobody showed up. From your side.
Nobody.
I don't know where petitioner was. I don't have the files off. It's like, I'm on the right thing.
So notice was sent out, so that this item was on for.
She was here. She was here.
She was here.
Yeah.
That is, that's the voting for January 4th. Is that the one that was?
This woman was here. I just couldn't recognize, she was here.
Yes.
I recognize this one. We had one where she didn't show up at all. That's what I was.
I'm ready, so I apologize. She's the one.
Okay.
I just couldn't see her behind.
Okay, I apologize, it's the wrong address.
So, yeah, I mean.
So hers was approved by default, so I did
Yeah.
send out an email in regards to that, so she's approved.
She all that.
Well, let me explain what happened.
So she was told to bring.
Yeah, here's what I would like, yeah, but now that we know which house we're talking about,
Okay.
if we don't hear it in
Within 60 days.
within 60 days, you can do it by default. What I would like to ask you guys, since you can do it now, whether we would approve it, I would still ask you to take the historic recommendations into consideration.
Which she's well aware of that.
So, but you can already do it. But if you want to.
Well, I mean, the thing that she already had replaced a few windows for like.
Right.
Over
Yeah.
a year ago,
Yeah.
then she's dealing with a different company this time around.
Right.
So they have to do the process all over again.
So I think,
And this is why we're here.
yeah, no, thank you for that. I just, we, I said it a couple times, tonight. We see lots of addresses, and I try to read them all, but I can't possibly. remember, except when I lean forward and I remember.
Right, yeah,
So, like I said, Alan said, you were approved by default,
you, okay,
which means you can do your proposal. But all we're asking is that you take our historic recommendation
Right.
into consideration, and if you found one, you could probably under this public speak out, tell us what you were thinking.
Yeah, no,
It has nothing to do with us now,
Okay.
but you brought something to show us. Take,
Right.
say, 3 or 4 public speak out and show us. what you-
okay. She was told, no, she was told to bring a sample of the window. So this is a smaller size, I guess.
Right, yeah.
But in different colors, it's gonna be darker brown. Right. Which is the color of her originally clean on. Yes. And that's pretty much.
My apologies for that. I knew my day was that kind of day, and it was kind of end up. Yeah, this is kind of one of my ones, but we'll kind of stuff. But you said you're gonna get it in brown?
Right, the ones that we have for the plate,
Yes,
they're dark brown,
Yeah.
so they can stick with the same color as the dark brown color.
they can do that, you're.
Okay, now, do we get something in writing in regards to that? Just.
Thank you so much for your presentations. You hold on there pretty good. And,
Oh my God, I was ready to lose it for a second.
I don't think that's.
Tired. Okay, so we can get something in writing. She can get something in writing.
She's.
Okay. Do you need an email address from, do you have that? You think Buckingham Street?
Who did you tell you? Have you guys received anything else from me?
Yeah, she. Alvin Allen, is that, okay, yeah, okay, perfect, she, okay.
The fact that I'm gonna do it that dark color makes us happy.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Other than you have a good night.
Okay. Public speak out's going well. There's so many people still here.
I came for the appropriate time for me to find out that.
Thank you for thanks for coming. I like it when I have a full house, except at the end of my agenda, when I looked up and said they did, I know you're gonna miss something. Sorry. But we still can have a minute if you wanna talk about anything you wanna talk about. If not, I'm gonna take a motion to adjourn.
Sure.
So moved. All in favor? Aye.
Yeah.